Hello everyone, today I have a guide for you on how to complete the Snowvice Temple Dungeon. The Snowvice Temple Dungeon requires the level 145 and is the location where you can obtain the Oh My Goddess title, which gives you a total of 1000 HP. To get to the dungeon, simply teleport from Ardeka to Crespo. From Crespo, run northwest until you run into the dungeon, as seen on the map provided. Alternatively, you can use holy water to teleport directly to the dungeon. When you're ready to enter the dungeon, simply select the second option on the dungeon entrance to receive a ticket. After receiving the ticket, you can select the first option and you will be teleported into the dungeon. At this point, you want to use any buffs you have or maybe switch over to sandals so you can run through the dungeon a little bit faster. When you're ready to go, talk to Renza and you'll have to pay her 37,500 dill in order to start the dungeon. So once you pay that, it'll say mission start and you'll be teleported into another room. From there, you just simply need to follow the path forward until you come into a large open room. After entering this room, you'll need to enter the north gate entrance labeled Inner Shrine. In here, you need to talk to the Statue of Seal and grab the first quest. This quest will require you to break 2 Shaman Stones in order to lift the spell, whatever that means. So after talking to that, run back into the main room. In the main room, there'll now be a large spider that you need to kill. Take care of that spider, and then you'll be able to move on. At this point, you can either take the west or the east passageway, each containing a Shaman Stone. I personally like to start with the west passageway, which is the underground monastery. Once in here, you need to find the NPC Visago and kill him. In order to get to him, you just need to run to the end of this hallway. You can follow me on the map here to see how to get to him. Once you've found Visago and killed him, you'll be able to enter the next room. In order to get to the next room, you just need to exit where you came in, go north a little bit, and then run to the west. This will allow you to enter the laboratory. Inside the laboratory, you need to directly turn to your, I guess that's your east. I'm getting a little confused on my map. And just run through the 2 small wooden gates. In here, you will find the Spider Queen, and you will need to kill her as well. As you can see, she's kind of inside the wall for me, and it was a little bit hard for me to find her. But you just need to kill her, and then run back out of this room and run directly east until you come to the next area. The last area for the underground monastery is called the Chamber of Sacrifice. In here, you need to kill the Lord Kunda, or whatever it's called, which will spawn your first Shaman Stone. So, kill the Lord Kunda, and then break your first Shaman Stone. Once that's done, you can go through the little Chamber of Sacrifice exit here, and it'll take you back into the main room. You've now completed the west section of the dungeon, and now you need to do the east section, which is called the Training Ground. Once you enter here, click on the Training Stone. After clicking on the Training Stone, you'll be teleported into the quote-unquote training arena. Once in here, you need to continue to break space stones until you find the sturdy space stone. So all you have to do is break the stones. An effect will happen. You'll either get a buff, it'll spawn a monster, it might make meteors fall on you. There's a lot of stuff that can potentially happen. You'll actually see here that I die, and that's because I stood right in the meteors like an idiot. Luckily, at the beginning, you can get a resurrection buff. So anyway, you need to run through here, and once you break the sturdy space stone, you will be teleported back to the area you first entered. After that, you need to run a little bit south and then a little bit west, and there will be another Shaman Stone for you to break. So go ahead and break that Shaman Stone, and then you can head back into the main area. So simply run back through the training ground space. I've said the word simply, like, I think at least 4 times already. I need to stop doing that. Anyway, so you go back into the Inner Shrine, and then from here, you just need to break your 2 seal stones that are located on the west and the east side of where you're standing. So go ahead and break those stones, and it'll spawn some monsters. You really don't have to worry about killing these monsters. They're not required to finish the dungeon. Just maybe if they're doing a lot of damage to you and in your way, then you can kill them. Anyway, it'll spawn the final boss. The final boss, but not the optional boss, called the Wraith Vine. So kill the Wraith Vine, and then you will get 1 of 3 drops. Either the Relic of the Goddess Thread, Gem, or Fang. And that's actually the end of this dungeon. However, the optional boss is what you're interested in here. In order to get to the optional boss, you just need to run a little bit north and maybe kill any of the monsters that are following you. Now, as I mentioned, you need all 3 of the gems in order to summon the optional boss. So as you can see here, you're going to need the Relic of the Goddess, Gem, Fang, and Thread in order to summon this boss. And this is the boss that you need to kill a total of 50 times in order to get the Oh My Goddess title. So simply offer up your relics, and then it will summon the Vine boss, which is the boss that is required for you to kill for the title. The boss is pretty easy if you're high level, as you can see here. It doesn't really do any damage. It seems to drop the same thing every time, which is this random accessory that's in some other language or some weird characters, plus 10. When you're ready to exit the dungeon, simply run back. I just said simply again, I need to stop doing that. Run back to the Statue of Seal, and you'll be teleported outside of the dungeon. Anyway, I hope you guys found this guide helpful. If you have any questions or suggestions, as always, you can leave them in the comments. And if you have any other guides you want to see or anything like that, just let me know. Anyway, guys, until next time, take care.